Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Galati. I am your 7th grade ELA teacher for the 2021 school year. Of course, we are starting out very weird, different, and I know that we all have our reservations and some of us our anxieties. This video is the first video for Monday, Tuesday. If you do miss class, or if you just want to go back through and look at it again, this is for that use. You can stop and start it as the case may be. I am going to start out with presenting my entire screen. And I'm going to show you what I want you to do first. When we get on a Google Meet, first of all, it's going to be direct instruction. So when you get on your Google Meet, I would like for you to have that tab open. Okay, usually it's going to be over here with the other tabs, but in order to get rid of that tab and push it on the side, you just take that tab and move it over, just like that. Okay, and when you do, I'll make it smaller, you can have a tab to the right and then a tab to the left. Okay, this tab is going to be the Google Meet, this one right here. And this one, we are going to navigate everything else, okay? So that way, when I am on and presenting here, and you can see Amplify where I'm presenting on this side, then you're going to be able to go to your Amplify and actually work on that at the same time while being able to still see what I am presenting, okay? So hopefully that will work. All right, for my purposes, now I'm going to make this bigger so that you can see everything, okay? The first thing that you are going to do in order to get to my Google Meet is go on your Schoology. You're going to go on your dashboard of courses and you're going to go to your language arts. This is different for you because this is a teacher's dashboard. You would see all of your subjects here. Okay, and you would just press on language arts. Okay, so once you get into that language arts, you're going to see pretty much kind of the same setup for every single class. The very first thing that you're going to see is your Google Meet link. That's how you're going to get on the Google Meet. So you're going to press on that and you're going to join the class. Make sure that, and we'll go over this again, make sure that your microphone is off and your video camera is on so that we can take attendance. Once you sign on, we would like for you to go to the chat box, which I will show you now. Your chat box right now, right, is going to be found right up here. And on this right-hand side, once you do that, you can put a chat in. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to sign in with your name so that we can take attendance, okay? Down here, this little bar pops up. You're going to make sure that this microphone is off and this little icon of the camera is on so that we can see your beautiful faces, okay? So with that being said, that's the first thing that you're going to do. You're going to go to your Google Meet and then set that up. When you've set that up, you're going to drag that tab over like I showed you at the beginning and make this a split screen as you see here, okay? Now for my purposes, I'm going to make this a bigger screen so that you can see everything. You should be on your Google Meet now, okay? And when you're in that left-hand side, okay, we're going to go over some things today on information, just, you know, some things that you need to know about the class. and some of the things that you need to know about me, and a couple of things on how to get to Amplify, because that, of course, is the curriculum that we're going to be using again for English Language Arts. Okay, so underneath your Google Meet link, you're going to have several different folders. The first folder is information. Whatever block you're in, you're going to see information, what block, ELA. Once you press on that folder, you will see two things: a syllabus and a virtual student learning schedule. If we click on the syllabus, okay, you will see that it is kind of small, but basically what this has on it is my information, my contact information, okay, joining talking points, calling main office, or emailing me at kgalati@msd.k12.de.us. This is the 7th grade syllabus. It's got a course description. And in 7th grade ELA, we're going to use the online curriculum called Amplify. Whether we were doing virtual or not, even when you come back for hybrid, we're going to be doing Amplify. Most of you used that last year, so it shouldn't be too much of a stretch to get ready to do it again after I kind of jog your memory on how to get on. We will explore writing narratives as well as doing an argumentative essay. We're going to do a bit of research on some really great topics. And we'll also read pieces or excerpts of fiction and nonfiction that will center around themes such as communism and racism and brain science. And we may even get to some Edgar Allan Poe, which is kind of cool too, if anybody likes the Poe. The work completion policy is that when you came for tech tutorial, you notice that attendance is going to be taken. You need to be on for the direct instruction of the class, which lasts for 45 minutes. And so as long as you are on there from the start to finish, you get credit for being there that day. If for some reason that you missed the class, you need to log into Schoology. And like I'm going to show you, you're going to have that video that you can watch that's going to be uploaded. And in a minute, I'll show you where that you can find that. And you can watch it and look to see what kind of work that you need to do expressly. Okay. You'll be given 1 extra day for every day that you are not able to be in class. If there are any extenuating circumstances, because I'm sure there will be at some point for some of you, please use talking points to let me know, or email me, or call the school. The grading is across the board for every class. You have assignments for classwork, and you have tests and quizzes and writing. For those things, for formative assessments, it's 40% of your grade. And then for summative assessments, it's 60% of your grade. So like I said, the formative is all of the classwork, and the summative is the tests and the writing assessments. The materials that you need, because it looks a lot different this year right now, what you need to do is make sure that your Chromebook is charged every night so that every morning you are ready for class and it doesn't die on you. And of course, you can still use your plug. That's not what I'm saying, but just make sure that there's no issues there. Have maybe a suggestion to have some paper and pencil, or just use your whiteboard that you were given in the bag with your erasable marker on it, so that just in case, if you need to jot something down, or if we have some type of activity that you need to hold something up for an answer, something of that nature, you'll have that readily available. So the technology and Schoology, expectations. All right, so be able to log on to your student accounts, be able to navigate Schoology, be able to navigate Clever, be able to go into Amplify, and be able to have several tabs open at once, which I showed you at the beginning of this. but we will practice it again and again so that you guys are able to and get more, it gets a little bit friendlier as time goes on. My expectations here, I would like for you to log in a couple of minutes early so that you're there. Okay. You have your camera on and you mute yourself. You use the chat responsibly, meaning, if you have a question, if you have something that you need to say, but be respectful in all ways. And we're going to go into that a little bit as, I go forward with these expectations and materials. So, like I said, that was the information. Also, that was the syllabus. And the other thing that you will see underneath is your virtual student learning schedule, which you have on the back of your quick reference sheet that you were given at Tech Tutorial. If you lost it, here is a way that you can check in with that, and you'll be able to see what times each class are occurring. Now, we've done the information folder. Underneath the information folder, you're going to see your weeks 1, 2, 3 classes, okay? We are starting the first week, so you're only going to see week 1 at this point. And then underneath that, there are some enrichment activities. The enrichment activities are just so that I add things in about the things that we're already doing in class, or something that is related to what we're doing in class, but they are not something that you have to do. It may help you in understanding what we're reading. It may help you in understanding the theme about the stuff that we're reading, but it is not an assignment per se. So it's really about if you get bored, or if you want something extra so that you can really have more of an understanding of what we're doing in class, then you can go in the enrichment activities and do some of that, those materials. So underneath here, where we're gonna click on week 1. And the very first thing that you see is another folder called video lessons. That's where you're gonna find this video, okay? And you're going to find the second video that actually has the Amplify lesson for Thursday and Friday. So that whole week, every week is going to have 2 lessons for virtual learning. This lesson is really the introduction and some icebreakers. The next lesson will be starting Amplify, wherever we are with that, with each one of your classes. So you're going to go into that folder and you'll find the links to these Google Meets that are recorded. And you'll be able to run those. And like I said, you can probably do a split screen so that you can start and stop that video and go along with what you're supposed to be doing. All right, the next thing that I would like to do is actually introduce myself a little bit more because I want you to kind of know who I am. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because through this year, we'll learn more about each other. But I want to allay your fears about, like, I don't know, are you going to be nice and are you going to be mean? Or I'm not mean. But I would like to tell you a little bit about myself because I believe in relationships before anything else. And so with that being said, I wanted to, and I just did that by accident. I'm sorry. I'm going to back this up. Again, my name is Mrs. Scolati. I have been teaching for 20 years. This is my 21st year of teaching. I am 53 years old, if that's what you're wondering. I taught in high school, except for the last 3 years that I've been teaching in the academy. I started with Newcastle County Vo-Tech at Howard High School in Wilmington. We moved to West Virginia for 9 or 10 years, and I taught in a high school in Bluefield, West Virginia. And now we moved back here, and I got a job here for the past, and this is my 3rd year here. So I love teaching. There's not something that I love doing more besides being with my family. My philosophy is that relationships are key. Okay. I want you to understand that I want to practice patience, and I want to show you acceptance, because that's real key to building a relationship with you, so that you know that you're safe in this classroom, you know that you're safe with me. So here it is. This is my family, or most of it. I have a really big family. I have 4 girls that are older that all have children besides my oldest daughter. We have 7 grandchildren total, but I also have a son who is in 9th grade, just entering high school this year. It's very important to me. Family is like one of the most important things. That is why I try to make our class feel like home, because I want you to feel like you're part of a family, a community. Okay. I want you to feel safe. And the next slide is a picture of the grandkids, my son and myself. And basically that was when we did our breast cancer walk. We do that every year because of my mother. She, in honor and in memory of her. So that's one more thing that you can know about me. All right. So basically, I want the theme, all are welcome here in my classroom. I want you to know every single person is valued, no matter what your perspective, no matter what your background, no matter what you look like, no matter your sexual orientation, your race, your religion. It doesn't matter. You're still a person. And that's what we have to celebrate. And we have to learn about each other so that we can learn to accept each other. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is respected, included, valued, and accepted. Okay. So even though we have all of these similarities, when we really think about it, we are very unique. And we have those unique ideas and the way that we look at things. But I want you to know that you are safe to be you in this classroom. With that being said, I want you to be safe, but I also want you to be respectful. So it's a give and take situation. And what that means is I want you to be able to express yourself appropriately. And we will talk more about that, and you'll learn more how to do it. My grandmother always used to say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You can always express your opinion. You should always have facts to back it up. You can always express your perspective, and you should always be aware of how you're expressing it without attacking someone else. Those are the things that we need to remember. It's very hard in today's society when we see everybody jumping on each other and attacking each other before we actually try to understand one another. And that's something that needs to be learned from, a very young age on. And if you haven't learned it yet, there's still time. There's always time to relearn things. Now, next thing is I want you to know the difference between these 2 big words, because you may hear them often: asynchronous and synchronous learning. Asynchronous learning occurs when you are doing things, going to Schoology and looking at the actual assignment that you have to do and doing it on your own. That's you doing it. Synchronous means that you are online, you are in class, we are having direct instruction. I am giving you specific instructions in order how to do something. So asynchronous is yourself, independent, and synchronous is with the teacher, basically. So you may hear that, and I wanted you to know what that meant. Okay, so here are our expectations on the asynchronous days, like Wednesday. If you were to finish up something for ELA, such as a solo by yourself, you're going to log into Schoology. You're going to check at the assignment and exactly what you need to do. Go to Clever, into Amplify, complete the assignment, and then submit it into Amplify, and you're done. So that's a pretty straightforward thing. It's something that you did probably last year, except that you didn't go to Schoology first to check to see what you had to do. It was up on the board. So think of Schoology as your blackboard. That's where you're going to find exactly what you need to do for your assignment. Okay, my general rules for synchronous learning, meaning when we have online class, say you are second block and we are Monday and you log in, I want you to be on time. So in order to be on time, I would strongly suggest that you log in a couple of minutes early so that you're there and you're ready and it's all calm and cool and collected. And I'll tell you exactly how to log in a minute. Be in a quiet place if at all possible. I know that some of us have a lot of siblings that we need to take care of, or we're doing 2 or 3 things at once, and that's understandable. And if that is the case and you don't have an exactly quiet place, and even if you don't, please mute yourself, but have your camera on so that we can see your beautiful faces. Be prepared, have your computer charged, and your materials ready. Have your camera on, I already mentioned that, and mute yourself, which I mentioned as well. And a couple more things. I really want to try to get some participation. There are several ways that we are going to be able to do that, and I will instruct you on how to do it. But be focused, pay attention, make sure that you're listening and understanding. When you don't, ask a question in the chat box or unmute yourself and say that you have a question. Chat responsibly. Raise your hand. There are going to be 2 teachers in this synchronous learning in the meeting. One of them is going to be the co-facilitator, meaning that they're going to help, and their job is going to be watching whoever has a question or whoever chats that has a question or a response. So that person will be able to tell me that someone had that question or someone raised their hand and they needed something. So basically, I'm hoping that that really works well. We're going to see. If I ask you to unmute and you need to speak clearly into your microphone so that we can understand what you're saying. And always, 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 did I say always? Did I say always? Always be kind and be considerate of other people. If this is going to hurt somebody else's feelings, let's not say it. Maybe we can discuss it at some later time when it's just you and I. If there is an issue, we can work through it. I'd much rather figure things out without someone else being upset for pretty much no reason, or if there is something that I can do to help, then let me help. Okay, so with that being said, let's do the next slide, which we are not doing during this part because this is actually a video. And I will show you, the people that are listening and watching this video, how to get to the form for this. It only takes a couple of minutes, all right? But I want to show you first. Actually, we can go to that so that I can show it to you. I want to show you under week 1. This is the first day questionnaire that was right there that I was giving 5 minutes for all the students to answer. So let's go over this very quickly. Okay, in the questionnaire, you're going to find this in week 1, and it says, it's called, sorry, I forgot what I called it. It's called First Day Questionnaire, and there's a link. Okay, so we're going to go to that student questionnaire, and we are going to put our email address in, your student email, your last name, the name that you go by, what 3 words best describe you, descriptive words like funny, silly, smart, intelligent, things like that. What's the most important thing that I should know about you? Okay, what are you passionate about? What's important to you? What do you love to do? What would you love to get better at? Is the next question. Overall, how do you feel about school? Do you like school? Would you much rather be in school? Do you like being on the computer? Complete this sentence. This is the next one. I learn best when the teacher does what? What does the teacher do What can the teacher do to make you learn best? Show you how to do it, make you do it. What's the best way? Complete this sentence. I learn best when I. What do you have to do when you study? Do you have to move around? Do you have to walk around? Do you have to talk to yourself? Do you have to do a combination of these things? That's the thing that you need to put in there. What's the best way to motivate you? What's the best way to get you going and make sure that you do your best? Okay. What are you looking forward to this school year? What does a typical afternoon after school look like in your life? Are you going home and after we start school, are you going to go home and have to babysit? Are you going to go home and have to help mom and dad? What are the things that you have to do? Who else lives in your home? Your siblings, your pets, etc., your grandparents. Is there anything else that you would like me to tell me that will help me make this a successful year? And this last question really needs to be, have you joined Talking Points, not Remind? This was made up way before we decided to do Talking Points. So hopefully you will be joining that if you haven't already joined it. And then you click Submit on that one, okay? So that is your questionnaire, your first day questionnaire. Now, I am going to go into what you need to do in order to get to Amplify. Most of the time on week 1, okay, let's go to this Thursday and Friday, for instance. You're going to have what we're doing in class and then what you're doing outside of class exactly to a T in your Amplify. Okay, so for instance, you're going to use the link to go to the page from Clever. When you use it, it should take you to Unit 7B, Subunit 2, A Raisin in the Sun, and then you do the following. Okay, you're going to go to Lesson 1, Meet the Younger Family, Activity 2, Activity. So those are the things for the Thursday, Friday class, but that's usually what you're going to see. So if you miss class, you're able to click in here and actually look at this with the split screen to know exactly where you have to go, what tabs you have to do, what exact questions, what cards you have to do. And if you forget what are cards and what are tabs, I'm going to show you right now once I show you again and jog your memory as to how to get into Amplify. All right, so that's what we're doing now. So if you go to the district website, and this may be up on your Chromebook over here too, Clever might be, but if you go under students, you can go to Clever, okay? And if you go to Clever, it's going to log you into the MSD, okay? And here is your Clever account. This is going to look different for you because you're going to have TCI, you're going to have Big Ideas Math, and you're going to hopefully have this orange thing called Amplify. You are going to click on Amplify, and now you're going to go to Amplify. Now, when you log in, it's most definitely going to come up so that you're going to be able to see this page where all of your units are. Your first unit is Red Scarf Girl. The second one is Character and Conflict. Okay, for everyone except for honors, we are going to be going into Character and Conflict. But honors can pay attention too if they need to jog their memory as to how to navigate Amplify. Okay, so we are going to start with Subunit 2, A Raisin in the Sun, and we're going to go to Lesson 1, okay? And that's Meet the Younger Family. When we do this, sorry, let me clear this. When we do this, okay, we are going to tab 2. Let's start with, I believe, tab 2. And I'm going to show you some of these images, okay? And then we're going to watch part of this video, just the beginning of this video, okay? So this right here is tab 2. If I go to tab 3, however, work out loud, if it's going to go. And it might not. It just stopped navigating for whatever reason. Okay, let's try that. We'll go to tab 4 instead. In tab 4, there's an excerpt and then some activities over here of drag and drops that you would do. Okay. And I'm going to try and find one that has a couple of cards on it. I'm not really sure where we are here. Hold on just a second. So on tab 3, I don't know why it doesn't go to this. I'm not really sure. And then, okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to back out of here and I'm going to show you maybe lesson 2, because I know that there are cards in this. I just can't get to that one for some reason right this second. I don't know why. So, you know, that's the other thing that we're going to have to get geared towards is some of the little hiccups that happen, because sometimes that's a real thing. So if we don't see it, we do have, let me see, hold on just a second. I'm going to go back to subunit 2 and go to lesson 2, and I'm going to see if I can't find one that you can see. That maybe has more than one card. And I'm looking to see it. Here, down here, you'll see these 2 circles. This is card 1 and this is card 2. Okay, so I'm going to go through this one more time so that you see it, just to jog your memory. Okay. It's not navigating very nicely today for some reason. It's very, very slow. And okay, so here's my 7B is my unit. Okay, 7B is my unit. Subunit 2, A Raisin in the Sun. Okay, and then we're going to start with lesson 1. Okay, you're going to have tabs that you have to do, which are at the top. And we'll give you the number of tabs. If in fact within a tab there are more than one thing that you have to do, at the bottom you're going to find, circles down here at the bottom that will be called cards. So that's just a little bit of a review as to what each thing is called. So you've got the unit, the subunit, the lesson, the tabs, the cards. Okay. And just, you know, we will go over that again as we get through all of this. And we are going to be redoing it when in live class. So hopefully everybody will be able to log on and pay attention to that. All right. Also in Clever. Okay. When we go back to Clever, again, this is my page, so it's going to look a little different from yours, but you need to go back to Clever real quick and look at one other application that you have. You can look at TCI. You can look at Newsy or Quiz. You can look at Big Ideas Math, okay? And when you have looked at that, you're going back to Schoology, and where you're going to click on the first day discussion. In the first day discussion, there are 2 questions that you need to answer. They do not need to be long, maybe 1 sentence or so. After navigating through Schoology, Clever, and Amplify, what questions do you still have on any of these platforms? Okay. If you still have questions as to how to do anything, you need to list them down here where it says write comment and number them if you have more than one. Please make sure that they are complete sentences. Number 2, choose one of the applications in Clever, which is what I just said. The TCI, the Big Ideas, the Amplify, any of the other little ones that your teachers have added, like Quiz or Newsy LA. Explore one of them and then state one thing that you have learned using that app. I want you to use race, okay? That would be restate part of the question. So it would be like, one thing that I have learned using whatever app you used is, and then tell me that thing that you've learned. That's how you would answer that. So those two things need to be addressed on that discussion. Once you're finished, you hit post down here. Okay? All right. Now that's the first part. If you were in class, we got to play a Kahoot, this or that. But that's okay if you weren't in class. It's one thing that you did miss, and we can't, redo it or anything, but that's okay because we'll have more time and more things that we do like that later. I wanted to make sure that I kind of did the whole gamut and make sure that you understood everything that we needed to understand in order to be okay with getting on once we start Amplify. So if there's still any questions, please make sure that you put that in that first day discussion. So again, let's recap. 2 things that you need to do after you go through all of the information is fill out this first day questionnaire and submit it, and then fill out and answer the 2 questions for the first day discussion. And if there are still any issues, any concerns, I would like for you to make sure that you have the talking points, or your parents have the talking points app, so that they can get in touch with me on the times that we are not online. So just to go back, I want to make sure that you understand when we are in class, I am online in the given Google link, the Meet link. Okay. So if you have me, I don't have a period 1, but if you have me period 2, we are on instructing, doing all the stuff from 11:45 to 12:30. From 12:30 to 1:30, you guys can still come back on and ask me questions, okay? 1:45 to 2:30, if you have me for period 3 or block 3, that's when we are actually doing class. 2:30 to 3:30, you can ask me any questions if anything is occurring and you're having any issues, okay? That's on Monday. On Tuesday, if I have you for period 4, and that would be the honors group, okay? It's 9 to 9:45, and then 9:45 to 10:45, you do your thing, and I am still on the Google Meet all the way until 10:45, the same Google Meet. So if you get off, you can get right back on if you wanted to ask a question. Does that make sense for everybody? I hope so. On Wednesday, between 9 and 11, I will be on that same Google Meet. If you need me, all you got to do is hop on. And if you don't want to say something, there's somebody else on, you just put it in the chat and I'll be able to answer your question. Okay. If you feel better at emailing me or sending me an email through Schoology, I also get them. Okay. That's could take a lot longer for you to get your answer. So it might be better if it's one of these times that we're online that you hop on and you ask that question. Please make sure that if you are in period 4, you're not hopping on during period 2. Okay. I want you to make sure that you're only hopping back on during that hour after you already have class. If you have a pressing question and you are in another period, okay, you can always hit me up on talking points. Okay. And that information was given to you when you came for your technology and your materials. So I'm hoping that this helps you. I hope that, we start off on a really good, roll and that things are going to go well. The video for the actual Amplify lesson will also be in this same folder, but you have to do this part first, which are the 2 things that I mentioned. And I hope that, this does help. Like I said, it's easier when you have that split screen like you're seeing. Hopefully that'll help you as well. And you'll be able to see everything that's going on. So with that being said, I hope that you have a really great day. I hope that you have a good evening. And please make sure that you reach out to me with any issues or problems or questions. And I will see you soon. I will see you soon. Bye.